What's that? It's a thing, and it goes places. This right here is my rear differential, as you couldn't tell. And I'm going to be changing the fluid in it, because that's the only thing I haven't changed yet. So, if we look at the pattern, this is a Donna 35, because it's round. And sometimes you can also tell the diff cover itself has like a funny shape to it. The one in the front is round, but it's got flat sides. That's a Donna 30. So I got 2 new gaskets, so I'm going to try and take these things apart and put some new oil in them. Make sure to take the drain bolt out first, because it would suck to get the cover off. Then you find out the drain bolt's stuck, and now you don't have any fluid and you can't refill it. So this uses a square peg thingy. The size is a 3/8. So just pop that in there and make sure that comes out first. Also make sure you have a drain pat. I don't have one just yet, so let me grab one. PB blaster, a hammer, and a really long socket. And she's free. Stuff may or may not come out. Let's find out. It's so beautiful. Oh yes. So milky. So delicious. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Alright, there we go. Cover is off, and that's all fun stuff inside the differential. There's the differential plate. If you want to know how I got it off, took all the bolts out, hit it lightly with a hammer until it got loose, and then you just pull it off. That's all the oil. Decent little amount. But there's all the shit in there. So I'm going to let that drain out. I'm going to clean out the cover, clean up the mating surface, and then we can put some new shit back in there. Hooray! Alright, there we go. Clean and shiny. All the bolts except one, when I was taking it out, it fucking shot away, and I have no idea where it went. So, that kind of sucks. But, gasket. Here's the gasket right here. This is for the Donna 35. You notice it's round. And the oil I got is 75 weight 90 synthetic Gear oil. It's the only one that they actually sell. It only goes on one way. Something like that. There you go. And I'm going to put a Black RTV thread sealant all over it so that it stays sealed. Then we can put it back on and fill it up. The lovely RTV bead has been installed very nicely, very nice, very nice. And then you're just going to take the gasket and put it on there, and then put some RTV on the other side and put it on up in there, and ding-a-ding-a-doo. Alright, there we go. RTV all the way around. Use my finger to clean up the bead a little bit, make sure it really seals in there. Again, missing a bolt, put that one up there. So I'm going to let that RTV dry for an hour. Then I'll tighten it up all the way and put fluid in there. So let's move on to the front. Onto the front. This one is a Donna 30, and as you can see, it's round, except for flat here and flat there. So that's how the Donna 30 looks like. If you notice, the drain plug is now a square sticking out, not a square hole. And that is a 9/16 size wrench. Beat the crap out of it with a hammer, use some WD-40, and then whack the wrench until it frees up. Alright, let's see what this fluid looks like. If there is any. Okay. That's not a good sign. The car is actually tilting towards the front a little bit because I couldn't jack it up as high. So, either there's no fluid or it's just a little low. I hope there's at least some fluid in my front axle. Alright, let's take the cover off now. Tip. When you jack up the vehicle, or if you decide to jack up the vehicle, there's a good chance that your this rod is going to be in the way. I don't know if that's the pitman arm or the steering arm or whatever the fuck you want to call that thing. I guess it's the pitman arm. But that pitman arm will get in the way of one of those two bolts. Actually, both of them, pretty badly. And there's no real way that you're going to get them. So I put jack stands on the back to support the frame but not the axle, so that the axle can drop. And now look, perfect access. And you can see some of the fluid coming out now. That looks terrible. This is going to be fun. Just as a reference, that's the difference in color from the front. Now I will add that the front one, the breather tube, will not stay in. So there's a very good chance that there is water and mud in this, so this one definitely needed to be changed. I got to get that that breather tube tighter so it stays in there. I'll show you that later. So there's the front cover off. As you can see, the oil color is drastically different. Looks very muddy and mucky. So I'm sure that there's some kind of stuff that's been getting into there. So that doesn't look very nice. But yeah, again, clean up every surface and put the shit back together. Pretty much. Alright, RTV and gasket is in place. RTV is in place. I tried to clean as much of that crap out of there as I could possibly reach. So hopefully some new fluid makes that look a little nicer. Alright, so again, put this on there, put a bolt in there just to hold it in place, and then tighten all the other ones up by hand, let it dry for an hour, and then you can tighten it up a little tighter and fill her up. So, time to put that cover on. There we go, front cover has been installed. It's not super tight, only hand tight. I'm going to let it dry for about an hour like it suggests on the package, and then tighten it up all the way and fill it up. Obviously, you should try and fill this up on as level a ground as possible so that the fill hole is being an accurate level guide. So besides that, tighten it up and fill it up until fluid starts coming out of the hole, and then you're done. Put the drain bolt in and you're good to go. So if you'll notice, new oil's clean and you can see the bottom. And it doesn't smell like shit. Alright, so what do you do when you can't fucking get the bottle to fit into the hole? You do this. You put a tube on the end of it, so that way you can hold the bottle somewhere else and squirt the fluid in. Seems to work for the most part. Okay, so that is empty, and the other one is empty. It seems 1 quart is not enough to fill these up completely. They probably take like 1.5 quarts or some stupid bullshit like that.
Does that matter?
Kinda. So, the fluid, you probably can't see it, but there's definitely fluid in there, and it's not too far away from the fill hole. So I'm going to close it for now until I get more fluid. But anyway, bolts go back on the end. Yay.